It's another day, left jab, right jab, this is MMA. Mixed martial arts, quick body parts, undefeated when I pick 'em. Who the champ, who the victim, looking in my crystal ball, I predict the winner. Never stop fighting, if you lose, keep your chin up. You know how the game go, I'm a smart fella. Welcome to the show, this the MMA fortune teller.
The MMA fortune teller.
The teller.
What is up, Matt?
Yo.
Can you hear me? I appreciate you, man. You're the most timely guest I've ever had.
I got you, man. I told
You ready to go?
I got you.
I appreciate you, man. How's everything going with you?
It's going good. I just got down here to Tampa, Florida to finish out my fight camp. So I'm here at my mom's house and
Hi.
And
hello.
So that's to finish out this fight camp.
Awesome. Okay, so you're finishing up the fight camp. So you got a new opponent, huh?
Yeah. Well, I haven't announced it yet, but I got a contract today. I'm gonna sign that contract, and we're gonna be fighting soon.
Awesome, man. That's exciting. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I definitely wanted to. I was curious, what was lined up for you after that whole, situation you had. Of course, a little unfortunate. If you could, can you enlighten us how that whole situation was, at least on your end? I mean, being so pumped up, ready to throw down, and then last minute not being able to get in there and scrap.
Yeah, it was rough. Again, I was up in New York and I was doing like a quarantine training up there because all the gyms are closed up in New York still. So I was training up there, and then I came down to Tampa, Florida because everything's open here. It's business as usual down in Florida. So I came down here and I did a whole fight camp down here, and then I got out to Vegas for the fight week for that fight June 20th, and we got there on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday I flew out there with my cornerman and my teammate Billy Q, and we found out on Wednesday that Billy Q tested positive for COVID, and right away we were thinking, it's a false positive, but they tested him again, and he was positive again. And I actually had 2 negative tests. They tested me twice as well. I was negative both times, but he was positive twice. And I guess since I traveled with him and since I was in close proximity with him, they pulled my fight because I don't know.
How's Billy doing? Is Billy doing okay? And for everyone listening, that's Billy Quarantilla, right? Who was coming off a very impressive performance just a couple weeks before that whole situation, right?
Yeah. He had just fought Spike Carlisle, got a big win, and then I was up next, and he tested positive, so my fight got scrapped. But he's doing good. He's got the negative test, and he's back to training, and
good.
he's gonna be fighting soon too. So
awesome.
Yeah,
that's good stuff,
here.
Man.
Me and him are gonna be getting after it like we've been doing for the past 10 years, and we're getting ready to beat some dudes up and have some fun.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that, man. That's exciting news. So you're over there in Tampa. It's actually funny. My brother's the emergency manager over in Tampa. So he's dealing with all this COVID stuff over there. And I usually visit him, but I haven't been since all this stuff's been going on. I'm down in South Florida, right down the street from American Top Team, Coconut Creek. I'm sure you kind of know that area over there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm down over here, man. But so I wanted to ask you, were you able to catch the Dana White's Contender Series show this past Tuesday?
Yeah, actually, I didn't. I was up in New York, and this storm came and hit New York pretty hard. And even in Long Island, like, it was only for like 2 hours, but the 2 hours, the trees were down everywhere. The power was out. Power is still out at my house in Long Island.
Damn. So, I didn't even know it hit like that, huh? And that was the hurricane that came from up here, right? That same storm?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was only for like 2 hours, but then and I was like in my strength and conditioning gym, like lifting, And then I come out and I'm driving home and there's trees down everywhere. It looked like a bomb landed, and I was like, what happened? But power's still out up in New York from that storm. So
it's crazy.
I wasn't able to watch those fights, but I heard the guy that I beat, Luke Flores, he got arm triangled again, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, man, that was tough to watch, man, too, because he had a couple points in time in that fight where he was able to get back up to his feet, and then he pulled guard, and it was kind of confusing a little bit, because I wanted to see him use his striking against the guy that he was fighting was more of a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu based fighter too. So it was a little bit, it's a little bit of a questionable decision that he made, but I felt kind of bad for him. But
that's the fight game.
Yeah, man. Hey, and the reason why I asked if you caught it too, because for everyone that's listening, that's where you really made a name for yourself. I guess you would say, at least as far as I go, that's where I really started to recognize, what you brought to the table, man. You looked really good in that fight over there, man, on Dana White's Contender Series, and it made sense why you got the nickname the Steamrolla. Once I saw that fight, I'm like, oh, I see where this guy gets the nickname the Steamrolla from.
Yeah, it was good. That's how I got into the UFC, and that Contender Series, I love that. I mean, it's a great avenue for guys to get into the UFC, and it's a good show. Who doesn't want to watch these fights, Tuesday night fights?
Yeah, man. Oh, I love them. What is it like for you? Like, I know you said you didn't catch this past Tuesday show, but in general, or just not even the show in general, what is it like if you looking back from like the Matt Frevola that fought on that show to compare yourself to where you're at right now, like the guy that you are right now?
Man, it's evolution, like just even going back and watching like some of my training footage, and even from that fight, I've come leaps and bounds through with my technique and my composure, and I've learned so much, just what was that, like almost like 2-3 years ago now?
I think so, right?
Yeah, and I'm real happy with where I'm at now, and I'm excited to get in there and fight and keep showing these improvements.
Yeah, it was just about 3 years ago. Looks like 2017 in August, man. And you've had a hell of a ride since, huh, man? Coming off 2 victories. I was there for that fight. I was there live for that Luis Pena fight, and it seemed like you brought, man, everybody with you, man, because the crowd was going crazy for you out there, man.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, I lived in Tampa for 7 years. I graduated from the University of Tampa. So being able to fight at MLA Arena in Tampa, it doesn't get better than that.
Yeah. I saw that you were a criminal justice major. I was one myself too at FSU, just a little bit north of you.
Yeah.
Over there. So pretty interesting.
Okay.
And man, that was a hell of a fight. So you had 2 bouts that were scheduled that unfortunately weren't able to transpire, right? The Roosevelt Roberts fight and the Frank Camacho fight. So we're definitely going to be staying tuned, man, to see who you're fighting. I know a lot of people are excited for that. And hopefully we'll be seeing you pop off an F-bomb, right? You like to call it, is that something that you made up, or I heard somebody say that you call it the F-bomb? Like the H-bomb for Henderson?
Yeah. I like this right hand is the F-bomb right here.
Nice.
I always love watching Dan Henderson, and just like how he had that right hand cocked at all times and had such good wrestling, good overhand right, and definitely a inspiration, watching him come up. So that's where the F-bomb comes from.
Yeah, man, one of my favorites. So you do have the wrestling background, huh? Were you big into wrestling? Did you wrestle in college too and all that, or?
No, I was just high school wrestler, and I was a good high school wrestler. I wasn't great, but my senior year I was supposed to be real good, but I ended up tearing my ACL my senior year of football, and then I attempted to wrestle without an ACL with this huge knee brace, and it just it wasn't the same. And then I got the surgery, and I was going to play some junior college football and lacrosse, and once that ended, I found jiu-jitsu because I missed wrestling. I missed the grappling, and and I had a buddy who did jiu-jitsu, so I started doing jiu-jitsu, and I fell in love with combat sports from there.
That's awesome, man. Good stuff. Well, so you said you played football. I'm curious, what position did you play?
I was linebacker.
Oh, nice. Okay. I played
Yeah.
cornerback myself. A little bit of receiver, mostly cornerback.
There you go.
And
Defense,
yeah, I miss. Yeah, man.
defense wins championships.
Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, I miss those days, man. Playing some tackle football. It was tough down here in South Florida, man. It was hot. My coach was a crazy dude, man. He always had us running like crazy, man. Kids throwing up left and right.
Oh.
You know, the good old days. The good old days.
Yeah.
But so let me ask you. So Matt Frevola, it seems like you played a lot of sports, right, in your day. You said between the football, the lacrosse, you know, the wrestling. As far as fighting goes, before you ever started training, you know, fighting and participating in mixed martial arts, would you consider yourself a fighter? Were you a fighter beforehand? I mean, were you somebody that, you know what I mean? If stuff got, you know, if things happen, were you always a good fighter, would you say? Or was it something that you picked up as you started learning the disciplines and whatnot?
I was always scrappy. I was always a fighter. I was always, you know, defense. I was the defensive captain. I was always laying hits. And, yeah, I always, you know, I never backed down to anything really, but I was never, you know, the kind of guy that started fights or anything, but I was always the quiet guy in the back that if it came down to it, I would end it.
Yeah, gotcha. And now Matt Frevola, you're in the UFC, which is it's the pinnacle of the mixed martial arts game. What is life like right now, man, for Matt Frevola? Obviously, you know, we would all assume that, you know, the training is serious. You know, of course, you're putting that time in training. But, I mean, obviously, life right now is a little bit different, you know, than the given year, obviously, with this whole pandemic going on. But what is it like being inside the UFC? You're a young guy. What's life like with the ladies? Like, what's going on in Matt Frevola's life, man? Being essentially, I mean, you're a superstar in a way. I mean, you're in, like I said, the pinnacle of the MMA game. Like, what's life like for you?
It's not bad. Not gonna lie. I mean, I get to do what I love every day. You know, I get to train every day and just work on bettering my skills, and it's what I love to do. You know, I've been training now for about 10 years, and I'm able to help some amateur fighters who are coming up, and that's it. You know, every day I get to do what I love, and I'm definitely blessed to be able to do that. And then I've got a fiance now. You know, we're planning a wedding, so I'm looking to go get a nice knockout of the night, and then I'm getting married September 2021. So
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, good stuff, man. Congratulations on all that, man. I'm happy for you, man. And I really appreciate you coming on the show, man. Anytime you would ever want to come on down the line, man, I really appreciate you giving us the time here. And I'm sure the fans are, you know, really excited that you came on. And is there anything else you would like to let the fans know? Maybe you want to let everyone know where they can find you out on Instagram or whatever social media you're on or whatnot.
Yeah, Steamrolla Frevola _MMA on Instagram. And like I said, you know, I got a contract in my mailbox right now. I'm going to sign it tomorrow, and I'm going to announce that fight definitely by, you know, towards the end of the week. And it's going to be a good one. My boy Billy Q just signed a fight as well. So I think it's going to be a nice night for the team. So definitely get on that Instagram and follow the fight camp, and keep an eye out for that fight announcement that's coming soon.
And I want to apologize to everyone that's listening. I was having an issue with my comments, and they're all coming up now. And a lot of people are hoping that you're going to be taking on Roosevelt Roberts. I see a lot of people commenting that. So
yeah.
Hopefully that's the matchup. That'd be an awesome matchup if that is the case.
Yeah, that dude's going to get steamrolled eventually.
Yeah, man.
Most likely sooner rather than later.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You're getting a lot of praise, man, in the comments, man. A lot of people definitely like what you bring to the table, man. I'm just checking them out now, man.
Nice.
But all right, man. Well, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you a lot for coming on, and I'll definitely be watching you on Instagram. I'll be waiting for a fight announcement, and I'll be definitely watching your fight as well.
Yeah, definitely, man. And once the fight gets a little closer, you want to do another interview, let's do it.
All right, awesome. I appreciate you. Yeah, I would love to have you on, man. Definitely.
Awesome, man. All right.
All right, Matt. Thanks so
one.
much, brother.
Yeah.
That was good, man. Matt Frevola. That was awesome, huh? You guys, I want to apologize. For some reason, my comments are not showing. They're finally just showing up, man. So I wasn't able to see any of your guys' comments till just a second ago. The first comment I could see is from Ben37 that says, "What's up? Roosevelt Roberts is a great matchup." Looks like there's some type of error over here in the system. I apologize to you guys about that, man. I'm not sure if you guys were asking questions. Yeah, I'm still not really able to see. Let me see 1 second. Yeah, it looks like there's some type of error in the comments, but now I'm running the YouTube in the back so I can see your guys' comments over there. So you guys heard it from Matt, man. It looks like he's willing to come back on the show, closer to his fight. So that's what we'll definitely try to do, man. I'll get him back on the show again when we actually know who his opponent is. So, it'll be awesome. We'll be able to talk to him a little bit more in depth about who his opponent is and whatnot, how he thinks he matches up with them. And so stay tuned. We'll definitely bring Matt Frevola back on the show. Made that a little bit quicker than some of my other interviews, man. I didn't want to keep him too long, but mainly because I was having a little bit of errors over here in the comments, so I do apologize about that. But again, another interview that I really enjoy doing, because now when we get to see Matt Frevola square up with whoever he's going to be squaring up with very soon, I feel like we got to know this guy, man, on a personal level, on a little bit more of a personal level. Of course, it's only so much, it's through the computer and whatnot, but the dude is obviously a cool guy. You could tell he's a cool guy. You get to know a little bit about him, and I can't wait to see who his opponent is. I've seen a lot of you guys comment Roosevelt Roberts. I know that was a match that was signed, but it didn't go through. I don't think that's going to be the fight now. That's his next fight, because the way he said that he will eventually get steamrolled, I don't think that it seems like that's the fight. But yeah. Sorry about that, Matt Zola, too, man. I'm sorry about the I see you're saying about the question. Yeah, man, I wasn't able to see any of these, man. Let's see, man. I'm gonna drop the link if anybody wants to hop in. I don't even know if you guys will be able to see this, man. Let's see. There's the link. If somebody wants to come in, we could talk a little bit about what's going on. Looks like you guys can see it. All right. And yeah, man, I'm gonna touch upon a couple things here. Of course, we got the Fight Companion going down this Saturday. I want to talk about Dana White's Contender Series, though, the event that just took place this past Tuesday, because there's a guy in particular, man, I'm super excited to see step in the octagon moving forward, man. That's Uros Medic. That guy looks like a true threat to the lightweight division. That he's a big boy, too, man. I saw a picture of him. If you guys haven't seen it, you got to look it up. I forget who he was with. I forgot. It's slipping my mind. He was standing next to a UFC light heavyweight fighter, and he was towering over him. So this guy has a giant frame, and you got to watch guys like that, man. You saw what Conor McGregor was able to do in the featherweight division. You see what some of these guys like Zabit's able to do. I truly do feel that some of those guys that have those particular frames for their weight class give a lot of guys trouble. And obviously, it's more than just the frame. You got to have skills to go with it, and this guy has some serious skills. The striking's there. What's up, Adam?
What's up, dog? Oh,
how you doing, man?
Dude, I am MMA dedicated on Instagram. I message you a lot, actually.
Okay, yeah, man. How you doing? I know
Dude,
you.
I'm
Yeah,
great. I think Frevola smokes his next opponent easily.
Who is he fighting? Do you know though?
I think he's probably gonna fight Roberts.
See, I don't think he is though. I'll tell you why I don't think he is, but I might be wrong, because when I just brought up Roberts, he said Roberts is gonna get steamrolled eventually. I don't know. It kind of came off like that's not the match he was talking about. You know what I mean?
He said eventually. That's the key word right there. That's the key word.
So it's going to be somebody else, in my opinion. I'm curious who it's going to be. I didn't want to put any pressure on him because, you know what I mean? It definitely came off like he wasn't able to say it. You know what I mean? I didn't want to try to pressure him. Hey, who is it?
You know what? I want him to fight Polo Reyes again.
Yeah. I would love to see that. I would love to see him get redemption in that fight, because I think that's a fight that he would win 8 out of 10 times, 8, 9, 10 out of times.
I know.
You know what I mean?
He was just too cocky in that fight, and he just got clipped. That's all that happened.
Yeah.
It happened.
Yeah, Marco Polo Reyes has really been having a tough time, ever since that.
It's been bad for that guy. It's been pretty bad. Yeah, I don't know how much longer he's going to be in the UFC, to be honest.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Well, how excited are you for this freaking main event? Because I really think Lewis has a puncher's chance. I don't think he has anything but a punch, because he has nothing but that, you know?
I don't know if I would say, like, well, it's kind of funny how you board it, because you're kind of right in a way, too. Like, when you say he has a puncher's chance, I think that's definitely the way that he has to go to win the fight. I think he has to knock Alexi out. If he doesn't knock Alexi out, there's actually quite a few ways Alexi can put him in some trouble. Alexi can submit him. We all know Alexi, if he gets him down, he can pull off the sub. But if he just gets Lewis tired, you know, there's no saying that Alexi doesn't get on top of him. Maybe you see him getting mount, maybe start beating him up a little bit, you know?
The crazy thing is, though, you have to look back at the Volkov fight. We all thought Lewis was completely done in that fight, and he just comes back and completely starches him. It's just like, there's no way to predict this fight correctly, I feel like.
Exactly. And not only the fight against Volkov, even the Marcin Tybura fight, what's his name? Shamil Abdurakhimov. Both of those fights, he was losing. He was losing both those fights, and he just kept marching forward, throwing bombs, and it only takes one punch from him. And I think his cardio is kind of weird, because I don't think he has the best cardio, but he's not the type of fighter that just gasses out and he's done. He can gas out for a while in the middle of the second round or whatever, beginning of the third round, and he'll just get a resurgence out of nowhere.
He said it himself. He has the most heart in the UFC, and I really kind of believe that, because he literally just comes back with like bombs in the third round when you think he's gassed. It's like, I've never seen that in any other fighter.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that too. I would agree with that, man.
He's ridiculous.
He's a beast.
Man.
Yeah.
The
nickname is fitting.
That's why he's so high ranked.
Yeah. But as far as the line goes, what's that?
I said Devin Powell just messaged me on Instagram. Hold up.
Oh yeah, what's going on with him?
Dude, he's a free agent now.
Is he?
Yeah, man. Like, I really don't think he should be. He should definitely still be in the UFC. He's very talented. He has great submissions. He has great body kicks. He has great pretty much everything. And I don't know why they cut him. Is my thing. Like, he
was a really tough dude. Yeah, he was a really tough dude.
Got cut.
Oh, so he's a free agent. I'm assuming probably Bellator would maybe pick him up, or
He did fight in Bellator one time, but he said he's still a free agent.
Yeah.
That's very strange to me. I don't know. Like, I'm a big fan of that guy, because I can see, like, that guy has some major talent.
Yeah, the thing is, though, when you go 1-3, man, in your last 4 fights, it's tough, man. You know. And what division is he fighting in again? Too? What division is he in again?
I think he's doing.
Is he lightweight?
He's one of the lighter ones. He's like featherweight or lightweight, I think.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
gonna pull him up real quick.
Yeah. He just shaved his head too. No, he shaved his beard and he cut his hair. He looks completely different now.
Oh, you know what? It looks like he actually is fighting in Bellator. Yeah, you were saying. So his last fight was in Bellator against this guy Marcus Sorin. Okay, pulled off his mounted guillotine. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's fighting in the the lightweight division, and that's the thing too, man. The lightweight division is one of the most stacked divisions in the UFC, so it's not easy to hang around, you know, in that division. If you're not pulling off victories, it's tough.
It's really
tough.
You're right.
What'd you think about that guy, Euros Medic? Because I'm really excited for that guy. Speaking of the lightweight division, that guy is a stud.
Oh yeah, dude, that guy's a freaking savage. Oh my god, wait.
Dude, looks really good, man. 6 foot tall, 71-inch reach. I mean, the guy's skilled. I think he's going to give a lot of guys trouble, man. The way he went out there and he just depleted Mikey Gonzalez, just took him out.
Yeah. Dude,
I'm excited, man.
Completely, yeah. I see him getting a similar finish in his next fight. You remember that guy who fell out of the octagon after that one round?
Who was that? Oh, no, but he's a light. That's the Greek guy, but he's a light heavyweight fighter.
I know. But I see him destroying this guy, and I see the other guy just falling out of the cage when they open it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I just think the guy's a freaking savage. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, no, he's good. Yeah, he's really good, man. Dude, and you gotta imagine they're not gonna give him too tough of an opponent. I mean, it would be his UFC debut, so it's not going to be a guy in the top 15 or anything. So whoever he gets matched up with, he could easily outclass them. Dustin Jacoby also looked really good in that main event spot on Dana White's Contender Series. Took out Ty Flores. His kickboxing is really coming around. That kid, he fought in the UFC a long time ago. I believe in the middleweight division. Now he's up at light heavyweight.
Did he?
Yeah. When he was young, man, like 24 years old, he had a couple fights. He fought Chris Camozzi. Yeah, he had a couple fights in the UFC.
Okay,
So
yeah, Chris
now
Camozzi.
he's groomed. You know, he's a little bit more mature and he's serious.
Okay,
So
well, I'm excited to see that one more
yeah, man.
so than I was before now.
Yeah, I was excited to
Definitely.
see him get another opportunity.
Here-
Other than that, man,
here.
what about Bellator? What's your thoughts on Bellator? Oh, might have lost that.
Apparently, when I go to
second.
another freaking website, this thing shuts off. I was trying to find Tapology really fast.
Oh yeah. Well, I can touch
Yeah.
upon the card for you real quick. We got Michael Chandler taking on Benson Henderson, the main event. Matt
Who you got
Mitrione's
for
taking
that?
on
Who you
Timothy
got?
Johnson. I got Chandler, but I don't know how I feel about the line. You guys in the comment section, tell me what you guys think about that too. You know, Michael Chandler's coming in, you know, as a pretty hefty favorite in a fight where he
that's
just
kinda
had a
weird.
fight with Benson Henderson not too long ago where it was actually a pretty close fight. You know, in the 5th round, Benson Henderson he had the better cardio. He was still throwing down, and you know the fight may play out closely. I expect Chandler to handle business, but I mean the line's kind of high for me.
I don't think Benson's done quite yet. I think he still has. He can wrestle like a motherfucker. Like he drowns you. He completely. Like I remember, what was that? Sada Wad. He completely drowned him.
Yeah,
I
man.
see that-
Henderson's
I see
very,
him
very
trying to
well
do that
rounded.
to Chandler,
Very
but
well
Chandler
rounded.
has underrated punching power. I think he's gonna I can see some elbows going on when he's trying to take him down. You know.
Yeah,
I
that's
can see
right.
that.
He took on Sayao Awad in his second fight in Bellator after he took out Roger Huerta. Yeah,
Yeah.
and Sayao Awad is a tough customer too, man.
He dominated that fight.
Yeah.
So he's completely not done. Like he just chose to go to Bellator. I don't think he got cut from the UFC, to be honest.
No, not at all. No way. He actually, the reason why he went to Bellator was it was a money grab. The Bellator threw some money his way, and that they were able to
Makes
snag him
sense.
up, and he wanted to change things up. Hey, if you could, is there any way you could just rotate your camera because the fan's gonna drive everybody nuts? It's spinning in the back. You're all good. But yeah. But yeah, that was he was one of the big free agent signings that Bellator did. You know, they went out and got Benson Henderson. You know, they went out and got Roy McDonald, Gegard Mousasi. I mean, those were the big names that Bellator was just willing to crack open the piggy bank to go, to get over to the promotion to try to get things going.
You remember when Rory said he was going to retire? I didn't believe that shit for a second.
Did he? Yeah. He had some stuff going on with him, right? He went through all those wars,
after
man.
the
Robbie
John
Lawler.
Fitch draw. It was after that John Fitch draw.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know if I
Yeah.
have
Yep.
any,
Yeah.
But I'm like,
I think
dude,
he lost that
that's
fight.
not-
I think he should have lost that fight too.
Definitely. He did lose that fight. They just gave it a draw because he was the champ.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me.
That's how it goes sometimes.
I wonder
Same
what's going on with
freaking
John
Jones
Fitch.
Reyes.
Jones Reyes, yeah, man, that was a bad one. That was a bad
was
one
a
too.
really
I mean, it was closer in my opinion, but I still think that Reyes did enough to win that fight, man. I really thought he won 3 of those 5 rounds.
Yeah, easily. Everyone thinks he wins 3 of the 5 rounds because he did. Like it was just clear. It was clear as day.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just nothing we can do about it, and it pisses us off.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
A lot of people are on Chandler. Just to touch upon that again real quick. Also, people are curious to see where Miles Jury is at, man. At this point,
I think Miles Jury's going to surprise some people because he has underrated punching power.
Yeah, I think he has very high fighter IQ too. Very high fight IQ.
Yes, that too. He's very well rounded. Like I have to say that. I've watched all of his UFC fights. He knows what he's doing in that freaking cage. He knows what he is doing.
Dylan says, can you see any of the guys from Dana White's Contender Series becoming a big name in the UFC in the future? If you're talking about just in regards to the card this past Tuesday, I'm definitely on that page with Euros Medic. I think he could. And in general, for sure, I mean, there's going to be a lot of big names coming through that little series. We've already seen it. If you look at some of the guys that have came in, look, the guy that I just had on the show, Matt Frevola. Matt Frevola is a tough customer. He's on a 2-fight win streak. And, we'll see who he's going to get matched up. There's some big names coming off the Dana White's Contender Series.
I think Devontae Smith still has a chance, but he doesn't have a fight. Like, he was definitely, wasn't he on the Contender Series?
I think he was.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. I believe he was. Another guy that rings a bell that looked very good on the show was, who's the guy? He was the Nigerian fighter.
Kamal Worthy?
No, not Kama. I don't think Kama came from the show, did he? No, not Kama.
Did
No,
he
who?
not? Huh.
No, I don't think so. No, no, I don't think he did. I think he actually knocked out your boy who you just talked about. He made a short
he did.
notice
He did.
debut, and
I
they
thought Dana White's though.
Yeah.
Contender series though.
Oh,
It's crazy.
Yusuf. What's his
Oh,
name
yeah,
again?
Yusuf.
Sadiq Yusuf. Sadiq Yusuf fought Mike Davis on that card on Dana White's Contender Series, and he was a big dog going in that fight because people were high on Mike Davis, and Yusuf showed up, and obviously he's the real deal. That guy.
Oh yeah. What he did to Gabriel Benitez was disgusting.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
It
and that was a fight. He was in some trouble, but then he has that knockout power, man.
And like he didn't show that in his previous fights that went to decision. I was like, okay, I'm kind of on this guy, but I don't know if he can like starch guys. And then when I saw that Gabriel Benitez fight, I was like, okay, he kind of proved my suspicions.
Mm-hmm. Neil, the security says, was Greg Hardy on the Contender Series? He sure was. He was on the Contender Series for 2 fights. I think he had 2 fights in the Contender Series.
And he starched his opponents.
Mm-hmm.
Like he had to be in the UFC. There's no question.
Those guys were not on the level at all. They were just completely outclassed.
It was pretty bad, honestly.
Yeah, man.
It was hard to watch some of them.
You know, just to touch upon the Contender Series too. For those of you guys that listen to my breakdown, I basically, in my opinion, I'll say I hit all 4 fights because the only fight that I didn't pick, and I didn't even make an official selection, if you run the tape back, the Jerome Rivera versus Luis Rodriguez, I just simply told you guys the line is completely off in that fight. I thought Luis Rodriguez was the guy to pick in that fight. I thought it was, you know what I mean, the fight was, if anything, right down the middle, and, there was no way you were touching Rivera. And I said that guy Luis Rodriguez is the real deal. If you watch the tape on him, man, he looks really good on tape going into that fight. He's a tough Mexican fighter, and I thought he got robbed. I thought Luis Rodriguez won that fight. I felt bad for him. I thought he won that fight, but he's young, and he'll be back. They'll probably give him another shot in Dana White's Contender Series.
Oh, I hope they do because he definitely won that fight.
Yeah. Yep. He was bringing it. And you
sure
know what?
People thought that.
Yeah, even Dana White said it. And you know what, though? Not to throw shade at his opponent, because Jerome Rivera looked really good as well. That was a solid fight between both those guys. So, both of them look good, man. Oh, Sean O'Malley, man. How do we forget Sean O'Malley, speaking of Dana White's Contender Series?
You know they updated his character in UFC 4 like today?
What'd they do to it? They put the rainbow hair?
They literally copied and pasted his character from UFC 3 with that freaking brown afro, and everyone's like, bro, what are you doing? Can you actually take care of your game? And then they made him have the 6'9" dreads.
Oh, perfect. Hell yeah,
I'm
man.
like, about damn time.
Hell yeah.
Let's go. Dude,
yeah, man, because he's gonna be one of the main characters, that I'm gonna be playing with. Actually, I gotta reserve that game. Does anybody know, anyone listening, or if you know, I gotta reserve the game, I believe, because I want to be able to get Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. I don't care about him as much. I mostly want to play with Tyson Fury. But if you reserve the game, I think you get those guys. You can do that online, right? If I have Xbox, I can just reserve the game online, correct?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna do that tonight.
Yeah, you should definitely, because it comes out in like 1 week exactly, I think.
Okay. Hell yeah, man.
Pretty high.
What platform? What platform do you play? Xbox or PlayStation?
PS4.
Okay.
Dude, I'm a PS4 freaking. Oh, I just do it. I just can't play Xbox because my thumbs are literally freaking huge, so I just can't get a controller.
Oh man. Well, yeah. Anyone listening, man, if you're getting the UFC game and you want it with the teller, I'm gonna have that game for sure. And I'm sick, man. I have UFC 3 right now. I'm very good at that game, man. I play quite often, so definitely.
Dude, I actually play like UFC 2 still. I don't even play 3 anymore because I like the knockouts better in 2.
2 was good. Yeah, I remember 2 as well. I liked it. I liked 2 a lot. A little bit of a different controls, right? It was a different type of game. It was cool.
Yo, what'd you think about the last main event that happened, Brunson Shabazian? Did you see that shit coming?
No, I did not, man. I thought Shabazian was going to show up. Nah, I didn't see that coming, man. I think that Brunson has completely had a resurgence in his career, man. He's looking like the real deal, man, that guy. Back in the day, he would get knocked out.
He's not fucking around.
Yeah, something, man, something. He was way more patient in there all of a sudden. Usually he tries to pressure guys, and he gets caught, he gets knocked out. I thought Shabazian would have caught him. And I did not expect Shabazian to get tired that quickly. That's what I was mainly surprising. Yeah.
He gassed out in what was it, 5.5 minutes?
Yep, I think he was just overwhelmed by the whole situation, man. I really do. He's young, and I think he'll be back.
I agree. It's just people are writing him off already. It's like that's one loss in his entire career. He's like 11.
Yeah, no, you can't do
How are you gonna
that.
write him
Yeah.
off?
Nah, you can't write him off. He's going to be back strong, and he's so young. He's like 23 years old, I think, now. And imagine him when he's 26, 27. You know what's funny?
Yeah.
We always have a guy in the comments section, Edmund the GOAT. And I don't see Edmund the GOAT here tonight. I don't know. Edmund ain't here, man. He had it was rough for him, man. He's been coming into MMA live discussion every single week, and he's been sitting here talking about Edmund. Wait for Edmund to show up, man. And I agree. I thought Edmund was going to win the fight, but still, I'm not making my name after him. Yeah, man.
I think his next fight, they're going to like give him like probably someone like I don't know. I can see him fighting Ian Heinisch, honestly.
Ian Heinisch, yeah, man. Honestly, I think that they should give him an opponent even a drop down because Ian Heinisch might be a bad matchup for him too, yeah. And then all of a sudden he has 2 losses in a row. He's young, man. I think they need to give him a drop in competition. I think he needs to take a big step down right now. He's only 23 years old, man.
Is because they both lost to Brunson. I think that would just is probably what the matchmakers are going to look for. But you're probably right. They're probably going to give him someone else other than Ian Heinisch.
Yeah, the thing is, if you give him Ian Heinisch, then that's like that's like we make a decision that we're going to keep him on the fast track. We're going to get him. He has to bounce back with the victory and get thrown right back into the gauntlet and all that. Or I think you make the rational decision that you just take a step back and say, this kid is 23 years old and he just got his brain smashed in, bro. Give the guy a break. Let him get a lower level fight.
That was bad.
Yeah, he was messed up.
Are there any other surging middleweight contenders that he could fight?
Let me see. I'm gonna pull up.
Like I can't think of anyone else but Edmund that's like a surging middleweight contender. Like Curtis Millender is not even in the UFC anymore. Curtis
Millender's fighting this weekend. He's fighting on Bellator this weekend.
He is. He's in Bellator now. I was thinking like Carl Robertson or someone like that he could fight.
Carl Robertson. Let's see.
I think Edmund versus Carl would be a very close match because they're kind of on like the same level from what I've seen. It's crazy because, we got guys like Brad Tavares ranked at number 12, and he already took him out. Starches him.
Yeah, maybe a fight with Antonio Carlos Jr. would be a nice matchup for him, ranked at number 15. You fight a guy a little bit under you. I think that would be the way to go. Or maybe you throw him in there with a guy like Uriah Hall.
I haven't heard that name in forever. What has he been doing?
I think he lost to Ian Heinisch not too long ago. I know that. What else does he have going on?
I don't think he's fought since then.
That might have been his last loss. No, he lost to Uriah Hall, right? Yeah. Yep.
Okay, yeah. He barely lost to him, though. He looked good in that fight.
He's dangerous. He's a dangerous opponent. But I would feel more comfortable with him fighting a guy like that because even if he loses to Antonio Carlos Jr., it would most likely be by a submission. He's not going to get his brain smashed in. Where, in my opinion, you fight a guy like Ian Heinisch that has good cardio and that's going to keep coming in your face, I think Ian Heinisch can damage him, if he's just, he's hurt from that last fight. Maybe he takes a year off. After taking a beating like that, I think you take a year off or you take 9 months off. That's what I would do.
What's
at that age?
Crazy? Uriah Hall versus Yoel Romero. Like, who made that fight? I don't see this going well for Uriah at all.
Say it again. Who was it? Uriah Hall versus who?
Yoel Romero.
Oh, yeah. Those guys are messed up, huh?
Dude, like...
That's a good fight, though. And it's an entertaining fight, no? I think it's an entertaining matchup,
I think Uriah deserves it because Yoel has lost, like, 2 or 3 in a row.
Yeah.
He deserves it. He needs to step up in competition because he's been doing well recently.
Darren Till's coming off a loss, too. Maybe Darren Till versus Derek Brunson or something like that.
There's
some interesting matchups to make.
Fun.
Yeah, I would like to see that. Till lost, but Till didn't look too bad in that fight, so no real shame in that loss.
He dropped him hard with that freaking elbow.
Yeah, yep.
Like, dude, no one drops Whitaker like Adesanya does, and Till did that shit. Like, that's something to do. That's something like special right there. Like, that showed me that Darren Till is for real. That fight right there. I'm like, dude,
man.
I didn't, see much in the Gastelum fight because he didn't really do much. He just kind of out-controlled him. But when he drops Whitaker with that elbow, I'm like, okay, this guy actually has...
Yeah, no, it was impressive. Skill. Yeah, no, he's a skill fighter for sure. He just needs to put it all together. But that was a tough match for him. But where are you calling in from, Adam? Where are you from?
Dude, I'm from I'm like an hour north of Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay. In Georgia, okay. Not far,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
Cool, man. How's
I feel
everything
like,
going over there?
dude, everything's fine. It's just like everywhere you're required to wear a mask, which is pretty like normal nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean, the freaking coronavirus cases are surging down here, so it's kind of scary to go anywhere. But I'm just like, you got to live your life. I have a freaking good ass mask. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
go where I want to get. I have some beer with me right now.
Hell
Drinking a
yeah.
little Coors Light, little IPA guy.
Nice.
You already know what's going on. I just like
Hell
to
yeah.
chill and watch old fights, and I like to smoke weed and watch old
Hell
fights.
yeah.
That's all I do, and I also like to work out and hit the bag. That's all I do.
Hell yeah, man. We're all one of a kind, it seems like, man. We're all
Yeah,
similar
I
over
know,
here.
right?
What are you going to be doing on Saturday, man? If you're watching the fights, the fight companion will be going down, man. You're more than welcome to hop on the panel with us.
Oh, for sure, man. I'll
Yeah, if you're
hit you up
interested.
about that.
All right. And you got anything you want to say before you head out? Any fights that you're most looking forward to from the Bellator card or the UFC card, either one?
Well, I'm actually really excited about the Miles Jury fight because I think that's going to be an absolute war because Georgie is just kind of off and on about his wins and losses, and I think Miles Jury is going to really test him. And I think there's going to be some flying knees in that fight. I can see this shit coming. Like, I think there's going to be some flying knees that miss, and I think there's going to be some clinch work. I think Miles Jury is going to win by decision, but I'm really excited about that fight.
Yeah,
Really
yeah,
excited
man.
about that fight.
Good call on that. I'm excited for that too.
Also, I scream for a metal band. We are called Actus Reus, ACTUS REUS, and our Instagram is Actus Reus Band. So follow us if you like screaming and metal and cool metalcore riffs type shit like that.
That's awesome. Shoot me a message on Instagram. Tag me in that page. Tag me in your page. I want to check you out.
Definitely, man. It was good talking to you, man.
Awesome, bro. I hope see you soon, man. Hopefully Saturday or any Thursday, anytime you want to hop on, bro. Anytime.
Definitely. I'll see you soon.
All right, brother. I'll
Peace
catch
out.
you, man. Peace. That was awesome, man. Boy, Adam. Make sure you guys go check him out. You guys, I want to apologize again because my comments, I am having a little bit of an issue over here with the comments. So I can see them, but I have to open it up in a different link, and I'm going back and forth. So I'm not able to post any of the new comments. It's weird. Only a very select comments are coming through on my platform over here, my system I use to stream this. So I can't really put them up on the thing. There's only like a couple comments, and I'm not sure why. But I see them on YouTube, so I can see what you guys are saying. And I see Greg says, absolutely, Hooft is a great coach. His guys have really looked great lately. I always say, man, Henry Hooft, in my opinion, is, if not the best striking coach in MMA. And not even just in MMA. I mean, this guy was a legit, kickboxing coach. He's legit. So, yeah, my bad, Adam. I know he's been sitting there for like 15 minutes. But, yeah, man, I'm excited. I want to touch upon this Bellator card here for a little bit, for a second here. I did post a complete breakdown video for the 4 main card fights, if you guys want to check that out. It's funny, so I touched upon this guy, Sabah Hamosi. I used to bump into him at the local bars over here. He's a wild dude. He's a male stripper, or he was a male stripper at this place where all these girls used to go. They all knew him, and I would see him coming all drunk to the bars, all dressed out and whatnot. And he had a sister that was a little younger than me that had some mutual friends, so I knew his sister from like the club days and whatnot. So, he's a wild dude. And I'm interested to see how he matches up against Curtis Millender, because Curtis Millender, we all know, is dangerous on the feet. He's a very dangerous striker, and that should be an interesting fight. I think the recipe to beat Curtis is there. You got to get him down to the mat. You got to use some ground and pound, and you got to use some grappling skills. So I don't know if Sabah, does he have the tools, to be able to pull that off. We touched upon the Miles versus Georgie fight. The Matt Mitrione versus Timothy Johnson, that's a fight that's very close. I think the line is very much on point there. Don't sleep on this guy, Timothy Johnson, coming off a beautiful knockout victory. If you didn't see that knockout that he just had, it was beautiful. He did this weird step-in overhook thing that he threw. It was nasty. Obviously, he's also a guy that can hang on you. He can get you tired. He can easily gas out Matt Mitrione. But Matt Mitrione also has the potential to use the footwork and outstrike him. And then Michael Chandler versus Benson Henderson, man. I want to see Michael Chandler go out there and get a knockout. That's what I want to see. If Michael Chandler wants to put his name back on the map as one of the top fighters in the world, I think that's what he needs to do. I think that he needs to go out there, and I really think that he needs to do that. No more just like squeaking out a split decision against Benson Henderson, man. Benson Henderson's a solid fighter. Don't get it twisted, but go out there and knock this dude out, man. You throw straight heat. We've seen you knock out very, very skilled fighters in the past. You had the potential to knock Benson Henderson out. And even if you don't knock him out, I don't want to see you get tired in the 5th round again, man. You got to bring it for the entire fight. Let's see you bring it. If you want to be considered one of the best lightweight fighters in the world, I want to see something a little bit more convincing than what I saw from Benson Henderson. I mean, yeah, in the first fight, excuse me. Benson Henderson, he's really still been doing his thing, but he lost that Patricky Pitbull fight too. But Patricky's, the Pitbull brothers are no joke. But took out Miles Jury, Adam Piccolotti, split decision. I don't know. I always had big hopes for Michael Chandler. I thought he could have been one of the true greats in my opinion. So, how about this? I know a lot of you guys will be excited to hear this. Brian Kelleher has been his new fight has been announced. Brian Kelleher is going to be taking on Ricky Simone, and that's going to be a tough fight for him, man. I got Ricky Simone all day in that fight. I think Ricky Simone's going to put it on him. Kelleher, looked decent in his last fight, but that's another tough fight for him. So I know a lot of you guys will be interested to see how that goes. And yeah, Adam, exactly, man. He needs to start starching dudes for that recognition. That's what I'm saying, man. I see, Neil, you said, I remember him calling out Usman for cheating on The Ultimate Fighter. Oh, yeah. In regards to Sabah. Yeah, remember that? They almost got in that little scuffle in the kitchen. And it's kind of comical to rewatch that from The Ultimate Fighter show because, just knowing what Usman would do to him inside the octagon, and not even just inside the octagon, probably what he would have done to him inside that house. I mean, Usman would have probably, shoved him through the refrigerator, man, and, gave him some knuckle sandwich inside the in the refrigerator over there. It wouldn't have been good for him. Jimmy the Poster Boy Manawa is Bellator's poster boy. Is he fighting in Bellator now? Did they sign him? Yeah, man, I definitely watched Dana White's Contender Series last Tuesday, brother. Ultimate Team. I definitely did, man. We talked about that a little bit earlier, man. Very, very impressed with Euro Smetic. That guy is serious, and I'm going to try to get him on the show. So, yeah, man. But what else, guys? What else? Creeping up on an hour, man. You guys got any questions before I get out of here? I'll hang around for a little bit. I got my Marlins playing over here in the back. We got a 4-4 game, it looks like. And I'm excited for this weekend. I'm going to do the fight companion for Saturday for the UFC event. I'm thinking about doing one for the Bellator card. Maybe a quick little one. I'll hop on Friday night, possibly. And what else? What else we got going on, boys? Boys and girls? Manawa is dummy retired. Ben starts too many times. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought he's retired, man. Yeah, he ain't really doing stuff anymore. Yeah, he lost his chin, man. He was taking some severe damage. So, yeah, man. Yeah, Matthew, man, a little bit late, man. We're creeping up on the hour, but you could run it back, man. We made it kind of quick. I had Matt Frevola on the show earlier. I kind of ran the show a little bit quick today because I was having some technical difficulties over here on my side, especially with the comments. It's still kind of giving me a hard time over here. It's not showing the comments on my platform that I use. I have to go back and forth, and I wasn't able to even see you guys while I was doing the interview, so I was a little bit worried that nobody was able to even see, see the interview and whatnot. So I kind of ran it a little bit quick. But the good news is that Matt Frevola already offered to come right back on the show right before his next fight. So he said that he's in the works getting that all ironed out right now. He has an opponent ready to go. I think it might even be signed. So I'm going to have him back on the show right before that fight, whatever it is. So if you guys have any questions for Matt Frevola, if I missed your questions earlier, I promise you I'll get to them next time. I mark my word. I promise you guys. I really was having some difficulties over here on my side. So, what fight do you think could be the fight of the night Saturday? Let's take a look, man. I'll tell you guys right now. There's a couple of exciting fights that are taking place. All right, so fight of the night Saturday. I think Darren Stewart versus Maki Pitolo has potential to be fight of the night. that's going to be a stand-up war. You guys already know what's up with that. And I think they're going to be banging it out. And I'm not sure if somebody gets knocked out because these guys are both tough. So it might be a brawl for 3 rounds straight. Tim Means versus Loreno Staropoli. Both those guys bring it every single time they step into the octagon. So you can definitely expect an entertaining fight there. Justin James versus Gavin Tucker. That could be a brawl. And there's a lot of nice fights here, man. Andrew Sanchez versus Wellington Turman. I think that stylistically, those guys match up for it to be a good fight. I think that Andrew Sanchez is a guy that ends up getting in brawls a lot of times, and I think Wellington will be more than welcoming that. So he'll be ready to brawl it out with him, and I think that could be an entertaining fight. What else we got? Chris Weidman versus Omari Akhmedov. That could play out good. Maybe it might play out quickly, though. We might see a knockout there quickly. Or maybe Weidman can use some wrestling and drown Omari. And then, of course, the main event. There's a lot of variables in that fight. That might be a crazy one, too. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited for the card. Oh, Caleb, so you're saying the UFC 4 video game comes out tonight? Earlier, we were talking about that it was coming out in a week. But I'm not sure. I got to check that out because I'm going to pre-order it if I can even now. I'm going to pre-order it tonight. Man, I have it for Xbox, so if anybody wants it in Xbox, man, I'm telling you, I don't mess around in that game. I'm sick. EA Sports drop early. Okay, so you have to be signed up, right, through the EA Sports thing? I don't have all that. But I'll have it. I'll have it going by next week regardless, so. I saw Michelle mention Cater versus Zabit rematch. Is that true? So the rumors are that Cater his management has put it out there that he is willing to take that fight. And I don't know if Zabit's going to accept it. And I know Zabit's going to be scared to get locked in the octagon with him for 5 rounds. At least that's how I feel about that. And I think if it is a 5-round fight, I've been saying it for a while, I think Cater takes the 5-round fight. I hope that's what they do. That's what they should do. From what I've seen, Zabit is actually calling out the champion right now. He's calling out Volkanovski. Volkanovski made it clear he's not a last-minute replacement type of fighter. He's the champion. So respect to Volkanovski for knowing his worth and that he's more than just a last-minute type opponent. I mean, if they have enough time, it's one thing, but Volkanovski he just fought 5 rounds with Max Holloway, and he took some damage in that fight. And I don't think that's realistic. I think that was a stupid move from Zabit to even say that. I think Zabit needs to grow some cojones, and then I think he needs to step up and take that rematch with Calvin Kattar, and he needs to make it a 5-round fight and prove he's the better man. That's what I think. So that's what I think, and I think that I'm really disappointed, man. The Yair versus Zabit fight would have been amazing. That was a fight I really wanted to see. Really disappointed there, man. Who benefits more from the smaller cage, in your opinion? Lewis and the Lewis versus Oleinik fight. It's tricky, right? Because I'm going to say it benefits Alexei Oleinik. I'm going to say it benefits Alexei Oleinik a little bit more because I think Alexei Oleinik's goal is to close the distance and to just lean all over Derek Lewis, hold him, get takedowns, and do something that he did in that Fabricio Verdum fight. Just literally run through him. Just run into his chest, man. Fucking tackle him. Take him down. Just keep going for takedowns. Make it messy in there. Once you get it to the ground, then you have it in your world. You can try to submit him, and you could do your thing. Derek Lewis, in my opinion, needs to keep the distance. It does benefit him in a way, though. The octagon's close, so they're going to have to exchange a little bit more. But it definitely, in my opinion, benefits Alexei more so. But, Derek Lewis wants to keep that distance and then, choose his time to go in and just throw haymakers and just clip him with something and put him to sleep. You know what I mean? That's what I think he wants to do. So, Zabit versus Holloway would be good. I don't think Zabit earned his stripes yet. I agree. That's a nice matchup right there, too. I'm sure Max wants to get right back in there after taking that loss, and that would be a solid fight, too. And I think Zabit would like that fight because, fighting a guy like Max Holloway, who's, a guy that people are saying just won the last fight against Alex Volkanovski, so he should be the champion, and he's obviously, he was the champion for years, one of the best featherweights to ever do it. You win that fight, I mean, then there's no questioning your where you stand in the division, period. So we got a lot of options here, man. A lot of options. But what else we got going on, guys? Saturday, we got the Fight Companion going down. Keep an eye out for the Bellator card, too. I might do a little quick main event Fight Companion. I told you guys, I do have the prediction video out for the Bellator card as well. I'm going to be putting the Dana White's Contender Series prediction videos out earlier than I did last time. Sorry, I only got them to you Tuesday morning last time. I'll have them up by the latest Sunday night, I'm thinking. Monday morning. I'll even get it out, I'll get it out as early as I can to you guys, all right? And what else? I just got some new African cichlids. I just threw them with my other cichlids. They're all battling it out. I got about 6 of them in there now. It's like a war zone, man. Those cichlids don't play. Any update on Michael Johnson's brother coming on? That dude completely ghosted on me, man. The only thing that I even could have thought rationally was maybe he didn't like the picture that I posted on my Instagram for him coming on, I guess, because I put Nate Diaz kind of talking crap, but, I had the thing, so maybe that rubbed him the wrong way. That's the only thing that I could think of, which it wasn't meant in no way of disrespect, but the thing was, that whole moment that happened, that was the whole thing that made that so interesting, was the fact that was going on while that was all happening, the whole chain of events that happened after Nate Diaz calling him out like that, that had a big thing, I had a lot to do with the story of me bringing him on. But, seeing how he acted at the fights, he obviously is very, very protective of his brother. So maybe he didn't like the fact that I had Nate Diaz up in my thing. I think that's probably what did it, if you ask me, because he's the one reaching out to me. I think he was like, F this dude, So, what's next for Barbosa and Ige? So, Barbosa, I already heard something going on with Barbosa, right? There were some rumors of Barbosa getting a fight here. Let's see. I saw something the other day. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's not pulling up for me right now. I did come across something on Instagram or whatnot. There were some rumors about him taking on somebody. I didn't even think about that. What about an Edson Barbosa versus one of those guys that we were talking about, Calvin or Zabit? I mean, those guys are at the top of the division, but in my opinion, Edson Barbosa he just won that fight against Dan Ige. Right, and then Dan Ige just got that big fight against Calvin Kattar, but they're right in the middle of the division. Yeah, I'm not even seeing Edson Barbosa's not even ranked right now in the division. That's a joke. He should be ranked after that loss, but it was a victory, man. As far as Dan Ige goes, who can you throw Dan Ige in there with? Maybe Arnold Allen, Sadiq Yusuf. There's a lot of tough customers in the division. I would love to see him fight any of those guys right there. What's the difference between an anaconda, gator roll? They're all just, first, a gator roll is basically if you're snapping on a darce, you know what I mean? That's basically... Think about when a gator when they attack somebody and they start spinning over. It's just a way to kind of lock in the choke tighter. Adam says Zabit is overrated. And he needs to work on his cardio, man, that's for sure. He really needs to work on his cardio. That's one thing for sure, man. How do you think Chimaev would fare against anyone in the top 5? I think that he would take out a lot of guys in the top 5. I truly believe that. I'm telling you guys right now. So remember, his real division will be the welterweight division, even though he fought in the middleweight division. And top 5, you're talking about, I would take him all day against Jorge Masvidal. I think he's going to do something very similar to what we just saw Kamaru Usman do. Even maybe it's even worse. Probably takes him down and gets the finish. I think he's going to be finishing a lot of these guys. I think he takes out Leon Edwards. I think he destroys Tyrone Woodley. And Colby Covington would actually stand a chance. Colby Covington, he has some wrestling ability, so he could stuff the takedowns, and then Colby can throw down with him on the feet. Gilbert Burns, he's dangerous, so, I don't know how those fights would take place. Gilbert Burns, Usman, Colby. Those 3 guys are the only guys that are really going to be able to hang with him, in my opinion. Maybe Damian Maia. Maybe Damian Maia is no slouch with the grappling, but at the end of the day, I think Chimaev just is going to take all those guys out. I think he's the new breed, man. I really believe that. Time will tell, man. Time will tell, and it will happen soon. Dana White is ready to put this guy through the gauntlet soon, man. Dana White wants to give him fights quickly, and he's going to give him some big names. Trust me, he's going to make a name out of this guy because he knows he's ready. So, yeah. See, Adam Rose agrees as well. I agree with you, Adam. But all right, boys, we ran for an hour. I want to apologize that the show is going to be ending a little bit earlier. I like to usually keep the show right around an hour and a half to 2 hours. I'm sorry I'm having some technical difficulties here. It's just I can't put the comments on the screen, and I got to keep going back and forth. I'm going to catch the end of this Marlins game, but you guys are going to be seeing a lot of me. I'll be running live probably Friday night and Saturday night for sure. So you'll probably see me for the Bellator main card and for the UFC event taking place this Saturday, and then I'll have prediction videos galore coming to you guys next week. Dana White's Contender Series for Tuesday. And then, of course, we got a big fight card coming up, man. So I won't even talk about that fight card right now. We're going to save it for the upcoming shows and whatnot. And there's a lot to talk about. You guys know what I'm talking about, man. And let's see 1 second. I want to see something. So, yeah, UFC 252. Besides Stipe Miocic and Daniel Cormier, we got Sean O'Malley taking on Marlon Chito Vera in the co-main event. We got Magomed Ankalaev getting that rematch with Ion Cutelaba. Junior Dos Santos taking on Jairzinho Rosenstruck. John Dodson versus Merab Davashvili. I'm excited for this card. I really am excited. So, Jim Miller and Vince Pichel just got thrown in that card as well. It's a good fight right there. So, all right, guys. All right, Neil. I'll see you. Michelle, you got the cichlids too. They're crazy, huh? My boy Will. What's up, Willie? All right, Adam. I appreciate you coming on too, man. All right, guys. I want to send my appreciation to all you guys. If you guys could, man, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already, and I will see you guys very soon. And we'll have another special guest joining the show next Thursday. And like I said, you guys will probably be seeing me Friday night and for sure Saturday night. And you guys all have a good night, man. You guys take care. Signing out, The Teller.